Hello travel friend. It smells burnt. Why does it smell burnt? Hello travel friends and welcome to my first videos of the Philippines series. Some of you might already know that I have a 3-week backpacking trip coming up in the Philippines and I'm so excited about it. So I thought I might share some tips and tricks with you about how to plan a Philippines trip, what things you need to look out for next week. And next week I'm going to be showing you what to pack for your backpacking trip through Southeast Asia. So today we're going to be talking about different things that you might need to look out for and plan ahead before entering the Philippines. Also, I'm going to leave all the links down below that might be helpful for you, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to get more videos about my Philippines travel tips and tricks, and of course also the travel vlogs. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing is the entry requirements. Every country has their own rules and regulations, and in the Philippines you also have them, of course. So to enter the Philippines, you're gonna need some things. First is a valid passport. Now you might think, duh, that is very logical, but don't forget, the passport has to be valid at least 90 more days than the time that you're staying in the Philippines. But to be on the safe side, make sure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months after the time that you're staying in the Philippines, if you know what I mean. So don't forget. Now another thing that is very important when traveling to the Philippines, you're gonna need a return ticket. Otherwise they're probably not gonna let you into the country. So make sure you have your return ticket already when entering. Visa. So if you're gonna stay less than 30 days, you're gonna get a free visa upon your arrival. Don't forget that you need some empty pages in your passport so they can fill in all the information. And if you're why can I not speak today? Why? And if you're gonna stay longer than 30 days, you're gonna need to apply for a visa. Money. Philippine currency. So the allowed amount of Philippine currency brought in or out of the country is 50,000 Filipino pesos. Before it was actually 10,000, but since the 15th of September 2016, they increased the amount to 50,000. And you can carry foreign currency in the amount of up to 10,000 US dollars in or out of the country. Travel taxes and fees. When you travel to certain countries, you have to pay travel taxes when you're going in or out of the country. So this is a little bit more complex. I'm going to leave a link down below where you can read more about taxes and fees and things you have to think about when traveling in the Philippines so your budget doesn't get screwed. Vaccinations. So the types of vaccinations that are recommended are very dependent on how you travel and what kind of activities that you plan. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to give you advice on what kind of vaccines to get. So I'm also going to leave a link down below so you can get more information. One thing I can tell you for sure is that when you're arriving from a country with risk of yellow fever, the Filipino government will require a proof that you got the yellow fever vaccination. General information and tips and tricks. Why is it so bright now again? I don't get it. Something I really recommend is writing down the address of your embassy. In case something happens, it can be really helpful if you have something on paper. Something else I can really recommend you guys is to store all your travel documents, your passport, your every other important address that you might need during your stay in the country. Store them on Google Drive or on Dropbox electronically, because if something happens to your luggage or your backpack or whatever, you're going to be very happy to have something online. Also, I always write down some emergency numbers just to be sure that in a case of emergency you have the number quickly at hand. Now for the Philippines specifically, there are certain areas where people recommend to stay away from. Mostly known is Mindanao, the island of Mindanao. There are some terrorist activities there and it can be dangerous to travel there. Of course, this always depends on you. Everyone has their own limits and their own sense of security. I would just recommend to go online and see what your embassy recommends. You just have to find out for yourself what you're comfortable with. I just recommend don't push your luck, don't be reckless. Travel mindfully, be aware of the risks of the country that you are not very familiar with, and just be respectful and mindful, and then I think everything should be great. I hope this was helpful, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to stay tuned and get more infos and tips and tricks about traveling and see my travel vlogs, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for next week's video because we're going to be talking about what to pack in your backpack, clothes and shoes and toiletry bags and first aid kits and everything you need. So yes, I hope I'm going to see you again next week, and until then I wish you a wonderful week and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye. New video.